It's story time. Story time. Let's read it story time. Story time. Geek this story time. Story time. You and me, it's story time. Story time. Let's achieve. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Story Time with me, Kayla. How are you all doing on this beautiful Sunday? I hope you are doing well. And of course, as always, please making sure to please still stay safe. Now today, we have another special author feature. Today, we will take a look at a book from two amazing Chicago authors, Stacey Gillett and Stephanie Hodges. Stacey and Stephanie are the founders of Once Upon Our Time Capsule, which is an organization that allows the children of Chicago to have their voices and their stories heard. And today we get to read their very first book. And so, without further ado, the book we'll be reading tonight is called The Great Wind, a story of living through the pandemic, inspired by the children of Chicago, with artwork by Toro. You ready to see what this book is all about? Ready, set, let's begin. The Great Wind, a story of living through the pandemic, inspired by the children of Chicago, with artwork by Toro, a Once Upon Our Time Capsule production. Here we go. Look at my city. I'm so excited to read this to you all, K-Crew. You have no idea. Dedicated to the children of Chicago. And this is a little excerpt from Stacey and Stephanie, who are the founders of Once Upon Our Time Capsule. All right, y'all ready to jump straight to it? Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a big city. This city had a loud rumbling train. You could feel and hear it in every corner of the city. The city sat next to a great deep blue lake. The lake blew a wind that kept the city cool during the summer and brought a shiver during the winter. Day after day, season after season, year after year, the city and its people knew that wind. Ooh, yes. And definitely, I know that wind for sure, especially during the winter time. Whew, shivers all day long. The city had lots of kids. Some were tall, some were small. Some liked to read, some liked to speed. Some had lived their whole lives in the same home. Some moved around quite a bit. Some kids lived with great big families. Some with teeny ones. Some live with pets or plants or PlayStations. Some with all three. The kids of this city all knew and loved the city's big lake, rumbling train, and tumbling wind. Ooh, look at all those beautiful kids. And you know, growing up in Chicago, I was definitely one with all three: pets, plants, and PlayStation. And Navy Pier is a fun little attraction that's downtown. They have this great big Ferris wheel. Oh my goodness. And they have other shops and things and rides there. And it's right off the lake, so you can even get on the boat too. Today, like nearly every day, 4 friends named Nate, Gail, Destiny, and Lily left school through the big red doors and rode the train home together. Nate carried his new soccer ball that his teacher had let him bring for recess. It was the best part of his day. Gail nibbled on a cookie left over from lunch that he and his abuela had made over the weekend. Destiny had a great day in science class. She was excited to share her research project on dogs with her mom. Lily daydreamed about her night ahead, her birthday party. She had planned a big night out at the movies with friends. Each one of them carried an empty notebook in their backpacks. They had a new assignment. You each have a story to tell, their teacher told them. Write it down. They all wondered what they could possibly have to say. Ooh, it sounds like they have a lot to say. Sounds like a good day at school. Today, like nearly every day, Nate, Lily, Gail, and Destiny got off at the stops near their homes. But as they each stepped off the train, suddenly today did not feel like every other day. The wind picking up around them was not the wind They knew. Oh, so they got off and they was like, wait, something doesn't feel right. Look at the people on the train. Those are some cool drawings. The wind almost blew Destiny's report out of her hands. Her mom didn't want to talk about Destiny's paper when she got home. I am worried, her mom said. This wind is faster and stronger than anything we've ever seen. The wind almost swept Lily off the ground. At home, her dad said, Lily, we have to cancel the birthday party. It's not safe to go outside, and they say the wind might not let up for weeks. The wind snapped branches from the trees. Gail dodged left and right. His sister gave him a big hug when he got home. I am scared, he said. When can we go back outside? When will we see Abuela again? Nate ran home clutching his soccer ball. He paced up and down and up the long hallway of his apartment, waiting for his parents to return from work. So this wind is no joke. It is not like nearly every other day. This wind changed everything. The wind wiped through the streets. It closed playground gates. It slammed restaurant and museum doors shut. The friends were told the great wind would last for only 2 weeks. That didn't sound so bad. Maybe it could even be fun. But then it went on and on and on. Nate, Destiny, Gail, and Lily missed school. They missed their train rides together. They missed each other. I definitely remember that. During the pandemic, everything was closed. You couldn't see your friends, your family, go to school, go to work. The wind made life hard for people all over the city. People had to cover their faces when they went out. They had to stay far away from strangers and even from people they loved. Kids had to learn online, even when the internet didn't work, even when it felt impossible to sit still. Many people were lonely. Many people were worried. Many people lost their jobs. Lots of people were sad. Lots of people were frustrated. Lots of people got sick. Too many people died. It wasn't fair. Losing the one you love the most. I miss you, Rip. Yes. Oh my goodness. A lot of kids did have to do school online, and it's hard sitting in front of a computer. Believe me, I know. And yet, some good things happened while the wind howled outside. Nate and his parents began a new tradition of cooking dinner and then playing a board game. He missed his soccer games, but he loved spending more time with his parents. Gail played lots of video games online with friends. He FaceTimed his abuela whenever he felt lonely and worried about his parents going to work each day. Lily spent more time with her sister and brother. They watched lots of movies and acted out their favorite parts. Destiny used her research to adopt the perfect dog for her family. She also learned to play the guitar. And sometimes she actually liked the quiet because she could just get lost in the book. Ooh, that does sound fun. During the pandemic, I definitely did a lot of reading, spending time with my family, and it was a lot of cool things. We did a cinema at the home theater, which was so much fun. I even kept that up after the pandemic. Destiny, Gail, Lily, and Nate remembered the notebooks their teacher had given them. They knew they had stories to share. They started writing about the great wind. They drew pictures and wrote about the good, the bad, the strange, the new. They wrote about how they had changed and who they are becoming. Ooh. So here's some examples. The only people I saw besides my family were Amazon delivery people. Yeah, that's true. I thought it would be fun to have a break from school, but those 2 weeks turned into 4 and the 4 into 6, and soon we weren't going back to school at all. I heard that. I thought the first 2 weeks was going to be fun too. Oh, we get a break from work and yeah. Online school was hard. Sitting in your chair at home wasn't the same as sitting at your desk at school. I even had classmates I had never even met in person. Oh, you know what? I never even imagined that happening. But yeah, that makes so much sense. Over time, the grown-ups looked a little less worried. The wind seemed less scary. The kids looked out the window. The clouds parted, a sliver of light. Lily, Nate, Gail, and Destiny pulled off their masks. They grabbed their notebooks and headed out. Their city was waiting. When they saw each other, they saw that their friends had also changed. They saw kids who had stories to tell. Ooh, so Lily had her party. Nate got to play his soccer ball. Gail got to see his abuela. And Destiny got her new puppy, her new dog. The friends swapped notebooks and looked at each other in wonder. You cooked a lot? You went on a road trip? Your mom lost her job too? Oh, you lost someone important to you? They all had something to say, and they knew other kids would too. Tell your story. Gail, Destiny, Lily, and Nate told other kids, who told other kids, who told other kids. You have something to say. Kids across the city started writing their stories. They shared what was hard, what was special, and how they had been brave in the time of the great wind. They shared what they had learned, how they had grown, what parts of their old lives they wanted to return to, and which parts they'd worked to change. They shared their stories so everyone could learn what was important to them, and so they could learn what was important to others. Then they traveled through the city, placing their stories in special places for all to see. This is so cool. I love that. Yes, you have something to say. Share your story. Then Destiny, Gail, Lily, and Nate got on the loud rumbling train. First stop, back through the big red doors of their school building. Yes, welcome back. Yes, yes, yes. Just like Nate, Lily, Destiny, and Gail, your stories matter. Share them with the world. Yes, never hold back. Share them. We want to hear them. The end. Yes, K-Crew. Wasn't this such a wonderful story? You know, I know we all have stories to tell about the pandemic. And I want to give a huge thank you to Once Upon Our Time Capsule for letting the kids of Chicago share their stories and thinking of them. Now, I hope you enjoyed reading this book as much as I did. To find your copy and to check out more about their organization, make sure to head on over to their website and, of course, be sure to follow on social media. I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Once Upon Our Time Capsule. Hey, everybody. And K-Crew, I want to thank you for joining me as well, but it's time to say goodbye. You ready? Here we go. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. My friends, goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb in the bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3. Good night.